Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by Always More Sims here on YouTube, and today we are doing another speed build. I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. I don't like this house. This looks like a grandma's house. Not my grandma's house, but it still looks like a house that a grandmother would own. And the outside does not match the style of the inside of the house. I built the house on too big of a lot. I should have done it on a 20 by 20 lot. I put it on a 30 by 20 lot instead, but I thought the house was going to be wider than it actually was. So, sorry, but I guess that's really not that big of a deal. Plus, there's like a bunch of room to basically just bulldoze the whole lot, start over, and make a better house than on the bigger lot. You have more room to do that. But anyways, yeah, this house is called Cottage because of like this orangish, creamish, brownish, whateverish color that I made it, on the outside. And I don't know, maybe I would have liked the house more. I went with a very gray and white theme on the inside, very cool colors. And I don't know why that was a dumb decision when like the outside of the house is warm colors. I made the inside of the house cool colors. And I don't know if like people don't understand what I mean by that. I'm sorry. I take art classes and stuff like that, so I look. Anyways, orange, yellow, and red is considered warm colors. Blue, green, and purple are considered cool colors. That is why sometimes, like, grays can be considered cool or warm, based on if they have more of a blue tint or more of a brown tint. And these are definitely cooler. The inside is definitely cooler tones. I'm sorry, that was an unnecessary ramble about cool tones and warm tones that nobody asked for. But I normally go for like neutral, very neutral, like beige tan colors, and I should have stuck with that, but I was like, I want to try something different. And I think like the inside, the interior, like I like the colors, I like the patterns that I use. It just doesn't, I shouldn't have used it for this house. I should have stuck with my beige for another house, and then maybe like the next house I could go grays and whites and like some black and stuff. And I made a stupid decision. Speaking of stupid decision, that's a really great segue into what I want to talk about today. So I guess I should really like preface all of this. So back in September, I like to brag to people that I'm like, hey, I have, like, if you have anything less than 5 dogs, you're an amateur. Because I've had 5 dogs at least 5 dogs in the house for the last 2 years. Ever since we got Bailey. Well, back in September, on September 16th, our oldest passed away, Lucy May. She was one of our Cocker Spaniels. She was a red, well, we got her, she was red. She was a red Cocker Spaniel that faded into a blonde color, and she was my dad's best friend, and she was 13. She was slowly leaving us. Like, we noticed, February. Sorry, I heard my brother outside my door. I just feel awkward talking about stuff like this that I know he can hear, and like, anyways, back in like February, we noticed that she started getting really picky with what she ate, and she was losing a lot of weight. And Lucy was always a very healthy weight, and all of a sudden, like, you could feel her ribs and her spine, and like she was looking really old. Sorry, still recovering from my sinus infection. But like all of a sudden she didn't have like any interest in dog food, so we would warm up like ground turkey, or like chicken and rice was something we were told would be good for her, and she would eat it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then she refused. She wouldn't eat it anymore. So it just got harder and harder to find something that she had any interest in eating, and it was really hard on my dad watching her just slowly kind of waste away. Her hearing wasn't like it used to be. Her hearing wasn't what it used to be. She was, like, it was really hard to get her attention. Her sight wasn't what it used to be. She didn't have any energy to do anything anymore. And the dogs that my parents had when they first like met, and when I was first born, and when my brother was first born and stuff, one of them, like, they both had a lot of health, like, medical issues. My dad had a Sheltie, and she would sorry, my brother's outside. I should edit it out, but it's a pain in the butt to actually edit out voice editing things in the video editor. It's a pain in the butt. So my dad's Sheltie was very prone to get like chest tumors, and my mom's Cocker Spaniel, who is blonde. See, now where Lucy was red and faded into a blonde, Betsy had always been blonde. And Betsy just, every time they went to the vet, something different was wrong with her, and she was prescribed so many medications, and my parents actually think that's what ended up killing her, was all of the different medications kind of like canceling each other out and causing even more problems. And so my dad was afraid that we would take Lucy to the vet only to find out it was going to be like kind of a Betsy problem, that like just all these little different things were wrong, and we would drop a buttload of money just for her to pass away a couple months later anyways. So my dad was kind of hoping that, like, you know, if he remained, you know, like if he didn't know, what he didn't know couldn't hurt him. So we lost Lucy. And for the longest time, we'd always thought that Sadie, which was one of our Shelties, we always thought Sadie would go first, because we were told when we got Sadie that she was a year old, but we always guessed that she was closer to 2 or 3 when we got her. But Sadie has had breathing problems for years. Very difficult for her to breathe. She could only sleep certain ways. It was very regular to hear her sounding like she was trying to cough up a lung or something. We had taken her to the vet about it. The vet was like, oh, it's nothing. It's not really, like, there's nothing there. It's no problem. It's just something she does. And so we just didn't think anything of it. Well, about 3 weeks ago for me, on November, sorry, my voice is going. On November 13th, sorry, not 13th, oh my god, that was Friday the 13th, no, on November, what was it? It was the Sunday before that. Why was I thinking the 13th? Probably because everybody's talking about the 13th. The 8th, November 8th. I woke up, thought it was going to be a normal day, like just normal Sunday, and I couldn't find my parents, and they were up in my dad's office, which is, like, my parents are never up there together. Like, my dad goes up there to do his work and to, like, get ready in the morning, and that's it. Like, my mom never goes up there, they're never up there together, and I was really weird, because I went up there, I'm like, oh, hey, like, you're both up here, and I immediately noticed that something was off with Sadie. Like, she was panting really hard, and Sadie's been having seizures these last couple of years, but again, the vets were telling us it's nothing. like, because they never actually, like, they never saw her having one. They didn't really think anything of it. It still worried us because it got her really worked up and stuff, but I was like, okay, did she just have a seizure? She's coming down off of it. Like, what's going on? And my mom's like, no, she's been like this all night. She has been nonstop panting and pacing, and it's been really bad. Up all night. She can't lay down. She tries to lay down, and then she's immediately standing back up like she can't breathe. And it was just really bad. And I was up maybe around like 8:30 that morning, and she was gone by 10:15. Lucy had passed away in my dad's arms, and my mom had picked up Sadie to try and like help her breathe while still giving her a break from standing, because you could tell she was just exhausted from standing and pacing all night. And like, I was watching, like, because my mom was holding her, I was just watching her struggle to breathe, because I wasn't home when Lucy passed away. I had been at school. I got home maybe 5 or 10 minutes after she had left, but I watched Sadie pass away in my mom's arms. Like, I just remember looking at my mom, and my mom's in, we have a rocking chair in our living room, which is where my mom was holding her, and all of a sudden she stopped rocking, and she started like feeling around on Sadie's chest, and I wasn't hearing her pant anymore. And my mom just kept asking, Sadie, and Sadie wasn't responding. And my dad came up and was feeling for a heartbeat, and he wasn't finding anything, and so we lost Sadie in just under 2 months after losing Lucy. And my dad swore, he's like, we're never having 5 dogs again. Never having 5 dogs again. It's way too expensive to take all of them to the groomer at once, all of them to the vet at once. It's like a minor fortune. But my parents have always said that the next dog they wanted was a corgi. Well, I know it was really soon after, but only a couple days after Sadie had passed away, we found a lady on Facebook, like 30 minutes away from us, selling corgi puppies. And corgi puppies are like $1,200, and she was selling them for $400. And we went and we looked at them, and we fell in love with one of the little girls. And my parents were like, oh my gosh, we're doing this so soon after losing one. But my parents have always wanted a corgi. The color that we wanted, like the white and orange. So we took the down, like, because we had to put a deposit down. And we went and chose our puppy. We were the first on the list. Chose a little girl. We've named her Chloe. I get her this upcoming Thursday. For you guys, it would have been 2 days ago, I think. This is supposed to go up on the 14th. We're supposed to get her on the 12th or the 13th. Well, then we're like, well, she had one of her sisters that just wasn't selling for some reason, and we're like, well, I mean, we shouldn't separate them. Like, we could always. So now we're getting 2 corgi puppies. Very excited. I'll try and like clip a picture in real quick if I remember to do so. So Chloe and Zoe are their names. I've already named the more hyper of the 2, Zoe Zoo. Because she's very energetic, very hyper, where her sister is a lot more laid back and chill and relaxed. Very excited. I don't believe that this means that like we're just totally forgetting about Lucy and Sadie. I had to hand paint their names on their urns because my dad had them cremated. Like, we're not forgetting about them, but it was just kind of, these puppies were there, selling them for a really cheap price. So I don't know. I'm excited. Again, I'll try to remember to put a picture in. We're going through the screenshots now. House is down in the description for download. Feel free to go check it out. thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. My gaming channel is also down there if you guys like to go check that out. And yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.